Hi everyone, I hope you're well. This is CoinsKid. Just going to XRP. Once again, thank you for your support. Okay, we've got a CoinsKid cruise. So Bitcoin at the moment, in typical fashion, right towards the end of its impulse in the cycle, it does begin to sort of run out a bit of steam, doesn't it? So what we are seeing is a drop in the Bitcoin dominance, which is a telltale sign right now that we are nearing, some kind of big move up, and equally, that the fact that Bitcoin is running out of steam. So we're starting to see all the signals right now that Bitcoin is no longer the window of opportunity it was, basically. And this is something I relay to you as we approach the end of this cycle. Then in theory, Bitcoin begins to slow down, and that's typically what we're seeing. We're seeing Ethereum pick up some of the slack after last year. XRP picked up that slack. So basically, what I'm looking at, I still think XRP is bullish going forward. I do think we've got this little impulse which is forming for XRP, providing we're tracing right now and holding that key level support around about 191. If we retrace and hold that, fantastic. It looks currently like a zigzag after a 5-wave impulse, and it looks yesterday, for anyone that paid attention, we did see a rejection on that neckline of a potential flag pattern. So one of the three key indicators I'm looking at right now with yourselves to give us a guide to the future. One is a dumb money indicator, which is beginning to trend down. This blue line, as it approaches this red line, this is your get out of crypto moment. Okay, when it comes down here, you've not got much long left in this particular window of opportunity right there for XRP. Okay, equally we've got the crystal ball indicator, which is still trending up. It basically bottomed down here in March, started to trend back up, and this is one of the reasons why I didn't sell my XRP, and I kept relaying that to you. A lot of people says no way, but this liquidity dance is trending up, but right now we do see quite a big drawdown kick into the market sometime in September. Now it's all about this orange line. If this starts to turn around and comes back up, yep, we're looking at a fantastic year end. But if it does start to consolidate in a range and drop again, basically trending down, then obviously XRP will come down with that, and there'll be no exemptions, okay, because it's tracking it like an absolute boss. And this is the reason why I've remained bullish for XRP for so long, okay, because it's just data. It really is that simple, okay, and this is something I relay to. Equally, liquidity dance, if we zoom out right now, this is a telltale sign of the market trend. Way back when, in spring of 2021, you've got liquidity dance, which is basically money coming in and out of the market every single day, in and out. It's not a lagging indicator or offset or anything like that. It's just daily liquidity coming out of the market. You can see it's trending up. So liquidity is being withdrawn. People are risk off basically, and what we've got is this top for Bitcoin, the same top for XRP in spring of 2021, and boom, we've got this trend down. So you can clearly see, and I've relayed this to you once I made this indicator, whenever you see, it doesn't matter in downtrends or uptrends or whatever, whenever you see a big spike up in liquidity, expect the liquidity to come back into the market. And when you see that, these big draw ups like this, okay, this means that liquidity being withdrawn, people are being safe, okay. And once you see that, crypto is a buy for a retracement or an impulse or whatever. It's just a buy. So the signals in the liquidity dance, it's still trending down, it's still coming down the stairs, you're still in this whopping downtrend. It doesn't look as though it's making higher highs and higher lows. It's actually making these lower lows and lower highs currently. So if it continues to do that, then this is still a downtrend for liquidity, and obviously an uptrend for risk on, which is your XRP. So keep an eye on that. Let's dive into the XRP chart. I just want to show you why I'm looking at shorting a couple of coins off the futures blocks today, okay, because we know that Ethereum, XRP, Bitcoin, so on and so forth has took a little rollover, but we've got a couple of coins that have not necessarily rolled over. One of those coins right now off the bat is ONT. I'm looking at ONT, okay. So basically, if we go to on the hourly time frame, you can clearly see we're getting this bearish divergence at the moment. We're coming up, we're breaking out, we're getting the MACD really overextended above the zero line, and right now if that starts to print a bearish cross, basically a death cross, we could see a pullback for ONT into this range here, and it's around about a 20% short opportunity. So you can short on Bybit, BitGet, it's entirely up to you. The link's in the video description. Let's dive into the XRP chart, see what we can see, okay. So I'll go through the time frames with you for XRP. I'll try and get down to as low as 15 minutes if I can remember, okay. So I like to look at multiple time frames. Obviously, the more we zoom in, it's the micro time frame trading, your long shorts, so on and so forth. But on the macro, we are looking pretty healthy, to be honest with you, because what we've done, we've got this huge break as anticipated. We're going sideways on the ribbon, and we're currently holding it. So in time, I think if we do begin to break down below the ribbon, this is where you were, and this is where you were previously when you broke down below this ribbon, okay. And this is not a good look if we do start to see this sort of price structure and price action again, where from green we flip yellow on the 5-day, from green we do flip yellow on the 5-day ribbon right there, because at that point, if we're just respecting the data which told us we're going to get this pump, then we've got to respect the data going forward again. That's going to tell us we're going to get that done. Really as simple, because just here we've got this compression that I was relaying to you every single day. We got the buy, we got the sell, and we got the buy. And the last time we saw that kind of compression, I was relaying this to you in the videos at the time. It was really simple. It was in this previous apex before this huge vertical breakout. We got buy, sell, broke out, buy. Beautiful. Okay, right towards the apex. Okay, so I built this indicator way back when for you. Currently holding a ribbon, break down below the 5-day ribbon, turn yellow is not a good look. We've got to look to buy lower, okay? And I'll relay that to you in time. So let's zoom in to see what we can see for XRP going forward, okay? Looking at XRP in the 4-hourly time frame at the moment, I'm seeing a 5-way move up here, okay? And that's potentially some kind of leading impulse right there. You've got a 1 into basically a 1 ABC2, 3 ABC4, and then a 5. It's quite a nice little vertical move from XRP that's basically come up into the all-time high and snagged it, and right now it's having some kind of zigzaggy correction at the highs. So one thing is, if you take a look at this is a 3-wave move from XRP, which to me signifies some kind of B wave. So in theory, I'm looking at some kind of 1 into a 2 into a 3 into a 4 into a 5, which is your A wave. Then I'm looking at a 1 2 3 B wave, which is a retracement. And right now I think you're still caught in some kind of C wave where you're seeing some kind of 1 into a 2 into a potential 3 4 5. That would be the flag that I'm looking at, okay, currently tracking. And one of the key things that could be an indication of that is the fact that we have seen a rejection off this neckline once more. So what I'm looking at is an impulse, ABC zigzag in a flag as a potential scenario, then the true turnaround. So we may see further shaking out here for XRP, where we could see a rollover roughly of around about 20% back down to this neckline into this beautiful gold candle back test just there. Because look at all this resistance for XRP, a beautiful inverse head and shoulders pattern. It's never been back test support on this break. So that's exactly what it could be looking for. Impulse, ABC zigzag, back into the gold candle back test, this range here, and then boom, we break again into September. So keep an eye on a couple of things. Basically this neckline, if it starts to break, fantastic, it means your correction's in, and equally the liquidity dance, because you can clearly see on these blue lines when it spikes up, XRP's drawing down, it's a buy. Spike up, XRP's drawing down, it's a buy. So if we do start to see liquidity dance coming back up the stairs, you will see XRP coming down, which indicates, okay, buy XRP. Really, really simple, okay? Equally, one thing that's leading me down the path of, okay, we've got another impulsive move here for XRP and there's no bias, is the crystal ball, okay? So from this bottom here, we've been trending up, and right now it looks as though we're trending up in liquidity way into September, but we've not seen this extended move from XRP. So I think we've got this ABC that we're going through, and eventually we turn around, come up with liquidity, and then we enter some kind of big ABC drawdown for XRP, okay? So I'll keep you updated as best I can, but it looks as though we're on the cusp of a pump. Whether or not we break this trend line anytime soon, time will tell, but if we do start to take that out, it means you've got some kind of horizontal here where you're going sideways like this, where you get compressed and break out, possibly some kind of bull pennant. So keep an eye on this, and equally liquidity dance as well. I'll keep you updated as best I can, but from this point right now, it would make sense to me for XRP to come down a little bit further, just to shake the weekends out into this range here, the beautiful golden ratio around about $2.44, and obviously this level of resistance here, which is basically an inverse head and shoulders pattern that broke out and has never been back tested as support, around about 2.3. Let me get that absolute knob on for you, around about $2.3556, okay, which would indicate, okay, impulsive, ABC, corrective, back down, oh no, it's going to 0, then it breaks out of this flag. That would be absolutely amazing. But the clue to that, big drawdown for XRP from here, would be if you start to see liquidity dance coming back up the stairs, because obviously every time it comes up, XRP drops, spikes up, XRP drops, okay? I understand the update. Stay off, stay strong, stay tuned. Take care everyone, back to an update on XRP. Bye bye.